WWE Monday Night Raw last night, April 15th, 2013. We're coming off of a Monday Night Raw that was shit compared to, the Raw after WrestleMania. Obviously, I was expecting the crowd to be completely different from the crowd from last week, in which they were loud and excited and smarter than the fans from last night. So overall, I didn't get my hopes too up for this show because I knew it wasn't going to be what it was last week. And yeah, but let's get to some of the highlights from Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar came out, and he attacked 3MB after the 3MB were issuing a challenge to the Shield. Brock Lesnar interrupts and he kicks Heath Slater's ass, he kicks Jinder Mahal's ass, and he kicks Drew McIntyre's ass, and he F5s them, whatever. He gets in the ring. Paul Heyman grabs a microphone and he basically challenges. Brock Lesnar basically challenges Triple H to a steel cage fight at Extreme Rules. So now it's up to Triple H to answer Brock Lesnar's challenge. And this is very interesting because I actually did not expect for them to do another rematch for this match, especially at Extreme Rules. If anything, I thought we would see this match possibly at Payback, but now it looks like this match is going to actually happen at Extreme Rules. So that was a big surprise by WWE because honestly I didn't see it coming. So a good job by them and making this seem unpredictable. I had no idea that Brock Lesnar was going to actually be on Raw last night. Hell, I didn't even know they were going to continue with this storyline since usually these part-timers go away for a while after Mania. But it looks like Brock Lesnar is sticking around. And just like last year, Brock Lesnar is going to be appearing at Extreme Rules. And to me, this is a pay-per-view that's built for him because he can really show what kind of a monster he really is in these type of pay-per-views. Obviously, we saw it last year when he faced John Cena and he just kicked his ass and demolished him and busted him right open. So this is a pay-per-view in which I think WWE will succeed in yet again for a second year in a row due to Brock Lesnar now being booked on the show. Same with Triple H. And I have no problem with the stipulation being added, steel cage fight. This stipulation makes perfect sense for a monster like Brock Lesnar and a brawler like Triple H. These two can settle their differences inside a cage match. They deserve to be locked inside and just fucking beat each other up. That's all. That's a good old classic, old school fight, as Paul Heyman said last night. Just two guys kicking each other's ass inside a cage, and none of them are allowed to escape until there's one man who is physically able to stand up. And I think that's what this match should be about. It should be the be-all, end-all of this feud, the conclusion to this feud, I'm hoping. And I guarantee that Brock Lesnar is going to be winning this match. There's just no way Triple H is going to beat him again. And I can also see Triple H going away for a long, long time after Brock Lesnar beats him. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting match. I don't know if it's actually going to be the main event for Extreme Rules, though, since John Cena and Ryback are supposed to have a match at Extreme Rules now. And who knows if that's going to be the main event for the WWE Championship. So it's going to be interesting what WWE does from here. But I love the fact that we just got to see Brock Lesnar last night. That was a huge swerve that I did not expect. And congratulations to Brock Lesnar for taking out the 3MB. I can't stand them, and they're so annoying. Moving on to other highlights from Raw. Kofi Kingston beat Antonio Cesaro to become the new WWE United States Champion yet again. And I'm not impressed by this move. I'm really not. As Bret Hart would say, I rate this a 4 out of 10. Kofi Kingston, the last thing we needed was for Kofi Kingston to be U.S. Champion again. This guy's a glorified mid-carder. He will never be anything more than that. And, yeah, I just don't want him being champion again. Do something different with this guy for once. And if you don't have anything for him, well, fuck. I don't know. Don't give him the United States Championship again. What is he gonna do with this? What's he gonna gain from this? The only thing I can see happening is they're gonna put him and Jack Swagger in a feud sometime down the road, and he's basically gonna lose that title to Jack Swagger. I mean, that's really all this looks like to me. Is Kofi Kingston's gonna be a temporary champion for about 1 or 2 months, and he's gonna lose that title again. And I'm just not impressed with this move. I felt WWE could have put this title on somebody else. I know Antonio Cesaro was champion for a long time, so I'm not necessarily saying that he should have kept it last night because I certainly want him to move on to bigger and better things. It seems like him being U.S. champion was starting to grow stale. and it was doing absolutely nothing for him. So I'm glad he's no longer U.S. champion, but it's who he lost the title to that's the problem, because Kofi Kingston is not the biggest impression in handing over the title to. I felt, you know, maybe maybe a Fandango would have been perfect to be U.S. champion or something like that. But Kofi Kingston, please, just anybody else besides this guy. And not to bash Kofi Kingston here. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's an amazing talent, an amazing performer. He's amazing in the ring. I actually like the guy, but it's just do something new for once. It's getting exhausting seeing him in the mid-card each and every single week, being involved in these IC or U.S. title matches. It's fucking stupid. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that. Another highlight from Raw last night was Jack Swagger defeating Dolph Ziggler, the World Heavyweight Champion, by the way. This was so stupid to me. How are you going to have Dolph Ziggler lose, your World Champion lose on Raw, the flagship show of WWE, Monday Night Raw, live in front of everybody who's watching from television or they're in attendance to see this? How do you have your world champion look pathetic and lose to Jack Swagger? This just makes absolutely no sense to me, because why put the title on this guy if you're basically going to make him meaningless and lose his credibility? I actually expected something good out of Dolph Ziggler. I thought he would be a long-time champion, and I still think he will be a long-time champion. But if he's going to be a long-time champion in which he loses every single match on Raw, that's going to fucking suck, and I would rather not have him be champion then, because that's going to make the world title be more degraded than it already is. Dolph Ziggler's going to look bad. So please, WWE, don't mess this up. If you're going to put the world title on Dolph Ziggler, make this guy seem legit. Make him a legitimate World Heavyweight Champion. Have him bring back some prestige to that damn title, for God's sakes. Because that world title right now, it still seems like a mid-card belt. It doesn't seem like the secondary championship to the WWE Championship. And it hasn't been that way for a long time. So they really need to fix this out. Sort this issue out. Because as long as they continue to do this with the World Heavyweight Champions, it's never gonna be fixed. Dolph Ziggler is one of the best performers in WWE right now, if not the best performer in WWE right now. And this is what he gets, a loss to Jack Swagger. I know it's not the end of the world, but come on now, WWE. Don't have this guy go on a losing streak just after cashing in and becoming world champion a week ago. That's automatically going to make fans lose interest in this guy. Keep building him up, even though he's world heavyweight champion. And that's been the case with WWE with a lot of these young guys. They put the titles on them, but then they know they're not going to be permanent champions. They're not going to be permanent main eventers. So what they do is they basically use those world titles as a prop to give these guys a push. That's all it is these days. It's not something you've earned. It's not something that means you're the man. It just simply means it's a prop for you to be pushed. And I hate that it's been that way for a long time. But yeah, so far it seems like it's going to be a triple threat match at Extreme Rules between Alberto Del Rio, Jack Swagger, and Dolph Ziggler. Since Swagger also got involved in, once again, putting the ankle lock on Alberto Del Rio last night and making a statement saying that if it weren't for him, Ziggler would not be champion right now, seeing as how he was the one who messed up Del Rio's ankle. And I like where they're going with this feud. But to me, this feud is going to end at Extreme Rules. I don't think it's going to last longer than that. I think after Extreme Rules, Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio will eventually continue their feud, and Dolph Ziggler will move on to a new opponent, and he will retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And as for what kind of match they'll compete in at Extreme Rules, well, I would like to see them compete in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and I'm going to explain that in another video that I'm going to do dedicated for Extreme Rules this year. So, but yeah, I think the Falls Count Anywhere match would be perfect for Alberto Del Rio, Jack Swagger, and Dolph Ziggler. But I'm just hoping Ziggler gets a new opponent to feud with after Extreme Rules, because I don't think neither Del Rio nor Swagger would be good enough to put on a feud with this guy that would last throughout, you know, all of spring and early summer. I don't think that the fans would be that interested in seeing a feud between Dolph Ziggler and Swagger, or Dolph Ziggler and Del Rio. It just, on paper, it just seems like it's not viable. It's not a viable main event. At least to me personally, it's not a viable main event. What chemistry do Ziggler and Del Rio have? Not much. Same with Ziggler and fucking Jack Swagger. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But they're amazing talents, and they're probably going to have one hell of a match at Extreme Rules, so I look forward to it. Fandango addressed his Fandango Revolution last night on Monday Night Raw, and this fucking crowd absolutely sucked. WWE tried to get them excited. They tried to do things right for once with Fandango. Basically promoted this guy on television, showing all the vignettes and all the videos that people were doing the Fandango dance, or Fandangoing as they call it now. And yet, when he comes out, when he makes his entrance on Raw last night, these fans are absolutely fucking dry. They don't even get up and dance. They're not making noise. They're not singing along. A few of them were, but not all of them. It's like, come on, fans. Why buy tickets to go to a show that you're not going to enjoy? I mean, if I bought tickets to go to a show, I would certainly enjoy myself, even if it's a crappy show. I'm not just going to sit there and take the crap that WWE is feeding me for 3 hours long. Have some fun, you know, have a sense of humor, get up and dance or something. But I'm not complaining too much about it, because I still understand that Fandango's a heel, so it's actually kind of good that he's not getting cheered so much, because he is a heel, and ultimately the fans are not supposed to cheer this guy so much. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. John Cena and Ryback had an amazing promo last night on Raw. I'm impressed with Ryback. A lot of people may not like Ryback right now just because he's not their typical internet wrestling darling. But to me personally, I like Ryback. He's extremely over with the fans. He looks like a legitimate main eventer, a guy that's going to last a long time being in the top of the main event. And he's going to give John Cena a good run for his money of competition when it comes to who should be the #1 man in WWE right now. I don't have a problem with Ryback. I've been saying this for a long time now. I felt like he's needed to be pushed to the top and be taken seriously for a long time, especially after all these losses to CM Punk and Mark Henry. Like, this is a perfect opportunity for him. It's the perfect time for him to finally get that momentum back. So the question now is, what will WWE do at Extreme Rules? Are they going to give Ryback the WWE Championship? And I was also impressed with the promo he cut before he came out to the ring backstage, where, you know, he was explaining all these months of him being frustrated with John Cena for not having his back every time the Shield would attack him. It made perfect sense. And WWE used logic for once. Ryback used logic. And then he walked away when John Cena was being attacked by the Shield, because, like Ryback, John Cena was never there for him when the Shield was attacking him. So now Ryback is basically telling John Cena, go through what I had to go through. Feel what I felt. Feel the pain that I felt. And it makes a lot of sense. So I'm intrigued in this storyline right now. I'm interested in what they're going to do next with Ryback and John Cena. I don't see Ryback turning heel. I think the fans are supporting him 100%. The WWE is behind this guy 100%. Vince is high on him. So I wouldn't change what's not... I wouldn't fix what's not broken. I think Ryback is in a perfect position right now. He has momentum going, and he's being taken seriously once again. The guy looks like a legitimate badass who can destroy anyone, and he is a believable opponent for John Cena. So the question is, what are they going to do with Ryback, and are they going to put the WWE Championship on him at Extreme Rules? I definitely see this storyline, this feud, lasting longer than Extreme Rules. It's probably going to carry on all spring and early summer. I think Cena and Ryback both have what it takes to put on some pretty good matches in back-to-back pay-per-views. So I'm impressed with Ryback. I have no problem with him. And to the people who are bitching about him being another generic WWE build guy, just shut up. Seriously, give this guy a chance. He's actually not bad on the mic. He has everything. You know, the looks, the powerhouse in him, the ability to look like a badass. You know, the fans are behind him. WWE is behind him. The way he's built, you know, just his presence and his physique and the way he dominates in the ring. Like, I can take this guy seriously. He actually looks like a legitimate monster. And there's no reason to turn him heel when you have so many heels in WWE right now. Heels, might I add. Big Show, Mark Henry, you know, The Shield. You have too many monster heels right now in WWE. Brock Lesnar. There's no need to turn Ryback heel as well. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on Raw. And I'll catch you another time. Peace out.